that you come quite often to Tijuana to this kind of events, right?
Well, yes, there have been several organizations and people from Tijuana who have wanted to show my pictures and have them and make copies of them, and so I've been down here several times.
You said that you were not aware how important those pictures were in 1964, right?
Absolutely not. What I was doing was trying to cover the city. That is, go into every part of the city that I could recognize and photograph them so that the magazine that was going to publish them they could pick anything they wanted. And I think that was useful because it turns out that the Tijuanenses weren't creating pictures of all of those things. So go ahead.
Were you living in San Diego at that time?
Listen, I've lived in La Jolla, which is part of San Diego, since I was 9 years old.
And at that time, what was your previous relationship with Tijuana as a border person, as somebody from San Diego? Do you have one or not?
I had nothing except my parents bringing me down here, and they went to the market and they had some stores they wanted to go to, and they brought me down here, and then when I was about 12 years old, we stopped coming down here because the war was coming on, and it was just, my father didn't want to drive the car, and so.
Which year was this?
Well, let's see, actually it would have been about 1940, and then in 41, we went to war because the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor.
Tijuana was for many Californians part of a kind of how do you call it, a rite of passage when you are growing up. Did you have that experience when you came to?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it that much. My mother came down here more often because she had friends that wanted to come down here and buy, I don't know what, I've forgotten, but so she brought me down several times. My father came down only very few times.
Do you remember any reaction from the people on the other side, the Americans, watching your pictures at that time? I mean, what was their...
When I took the pictures?
Yeah, after you published them, what was the reaction? Because, I mean, these relations, it hasn't been easy historically between Tijuana and San Diego, or the U.S. and Mexico.
Well, actually, the pictures I took were very popular. They sold the magazine, and they had to reprint it because they sold everything, and then they had to, I don't remember how many it was, but they printed it second time. So it was, I would say, fairly popular because it had never appeared in a magazine to that extent. In other words, that was a much broader view of Tijuana.
Was that part of your assignment, or that's something that you came out with once you saw the...
It was, in effect, it was part of my assignment, but it also was partly my idea, and James Britton, who was hiring me, he'd had me work on other things earlier, just small things, but he knew that I covered things pretty well. So when I proposed to him, after coming down here to look around, when I proposed to him that we cover the city, not just the tourist area or the wealthy area or the business area, but everything I could